Well, unfortunately, I thought I was done talking about this game after the halftime video, but of course, the game changed, and there is so much more we have to talk about now. Let's start with the fact that the whole team died in the second half. Not just in the second half, throughout the whole game. Michael Thomas got injured really early on. He was still on the sideline, being active with, hyped up the players and stuff, but he never came back in the game. Rashid Shaheed got hurt and came back in the game. Marshawn Lattimore got carted off, which is very fucking bad. That sucks. Malcolm Roach got injured. And then, of course, Derek Carr got absolutely lit up. And somewhere in the third quarter, we were down 27-3. He got hit sideways. He got a concussion, and he also hurt his right shoulder. Now, I'm not sure if that right shoulder injury has any relation to his AC joint that he suffered against the Packers week 3. I don't know if that's related to that at all because I kind of thought that injury was over. But if this is a serious shoulder injury, he could definitely be out for a while, potentially the season. I'm not really sure what to think. So Jameis Winston came in relief, and I think he did pretty much what he could. Obviously, that interception at the end was very bad. I get the idea. I mean, obviously y'all are going to call me biased because I'm obviously, the CEO of the Jameis Winston fandom. But, I've already admitted to you guys, I think Derek Carr is obviously a better quarterback than Jameis Winston. My whole thing was just that I'd rather have Jameis Winston for cheap or get another quarterback than I would to pay Derek Carr all the money that we did pay him. But Derek Carr was playing good football recently up until this game when he was kind of dog shit. But the whole team was dog shit, to be fair. So this isn't going to be a Derek Carr hate episode or a Jameis Winston praise episode. I think Jameis Winston did what he could. The second half, we saw some good things in the second half. The Saints contained Joshua Dobbs a lot better than they did in the first half, but it's almost to the point that it doesn't even matter. Because in the first half, you literally let Josh Dobbs absolutely booty butt you to the point where he was 19 of 22 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown. TJ Hawkinson had 30 fantasy points in the first half. It was absolutely ridiculous. And the defense did not do anything. The offense didn't do anything. Everything went horribly wrong. Even before Derek Carr got injured, he didn't throw a pick, but he was fumbling the ball. So, the whole offense was terrible. I think that once Jameis Winston came in the game, the offense kind of found a rhythm. We saw Chris Olave had a fucking insane touchdown catch, which is good for my fantasy team because Chris Olave had been kind of dog shit in fantasy up to this point. But you can see Olave's I'd say this is probably one of his best games of the season, especially because the first half he wasn't being targeted at all. And he almost had 100 yards in the second half alone. So props to Chris Olave for that. Also, because he had an insane touchdown catch. That was fucking crazy. And then we saw Jameis Winston throw a very peculiar pass to A.T. Perry in the end zone for his first career touchdown, which is fucking insane also. But A.T. Perry, you don't want A.T. Perry having serious wide receiver snaps. We saw that drop he had in the fourth quarter. That shit sucked. It is what it is. I didn't expect – I'm not heartbroken. Because when you're down 27-3 in the third quarter, in your mind, you've already lost the game, right? So I'm not tripping the fact. I was very, 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 very fucking upset in the first half. I was so fucking angry. I may have been more angry than I was during the Jacksonville first half. And I thought that was the most pissed off I could get at a half of football. That I was getting I was furious. And now you could probably tell in the halftime video, I was so mad. That's why I just made the video then, and I didn't want to talk about it after. But, Jameis Winston did his thing in the second half. He had that pick at the end of the game, not the final one, the first one, where the Saints decided to not pick up the blitz, and he essentially just arm punted. And you know what? Obviously, an interception is not good, but I don't necessarily have a problem with that because, if we're going to be fucking honest about it, that ended up giving us good field position at the end of the game because we started that drive at the 50-yard line before Jameis Winston's second interception, which, I get you want to get Rashid Shaheed down the seam, but you had time. You had time to work with. It's not like it was 3rd and 15 and you had to throw it deep. You could have thrown. You had. That's who Jameis Winston is, though. He's a gunslinger. I'm not going to fault him for who he threw it to because I understand the fact, Rashid Shaheed's down there somewhere. I wasn't expecting to win at this point. It's whatever. We're 5-5. And we still haven't beaten a good team. We could have beaten a good team today because the Vikings are on a fucking roll. Now they're on a 5-game win streak. And now we got to watch for the rest of the division. I'm pretty sure the Bucs won today against the Titans, which sucks because now they're right back in it at 4-5. And we're only We're 5-5, so we're just barely above them, and they beat us, so they have the tiebreaker against us if they do come back to our record. The Falcons right now are 4-5, and they're playing the 1-8 Arizona Cardinals, and it's still the first quarter, so it's too early to tell who's going to win that game. But if the Falcons win this game, then they're going to be back to first place in the division because the Falcons have more NFC wins, I'm pretty sure, so they have the tiebreaker as of right now. But as most of y'all probably know, we do play the Atlanta Falcons next week. Or not next week. We have a bye week next week. And then we play the Atlanta Falcons. I'm pretty sure the Falcons are also on a bye week. So all you can hope for is the Saints can get their shit together heading into Atlanta. Have a bye week to kind of talk about what just fucking took place. Falcons scored a touchdown, so they're up 7-3. But, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say the Falcons are probably going to win because they're playing the Cardinals. You got to hope the Bucs keep losing, but the NFC South it's getting real again. You know, there was never a point to where like the NFC South was officially won, but you know, I mean, it's getting intense again. So we gotta hope we can go through our bye week, get our shit together. Yeah, I'm not gonna read you guys stats or anything. I already told y'all who had a good game and who didn't. I don't know what the severity of these injuries are. I hope they aren't bad. Especially Derek Carr, because, I mean, most of you guys may think I hate Derek Carr. I'm not a huge Derek Carr fan, but it sucks that he got injured. We haven't had a fucking healthy quarterback season, like for our starting quarterback, since 2018. So it sucks that he's injured. And obviously the team's better with Derek Carr, so we'll see what happens. Also, Lattimore, Michael Thomas, that fucking sucks that he got injured because, you know, Michael Thomas has struggled with that for a while. So that fucking sucks. But anyway, first half defense, y'all have to get your shit together. That's so bad. Like, you can't keep doing that. We can't win games if you keep doing that in the first half. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. We got Atlanta next week. That's about all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys after the bye week.